the reason why you came to our attention is obviously, your story went viral, right? So
It did indeed, yeah.
yeah, I don't know who you first divulged this to, but it went viral that since your second divorce, which I think was around roughly 2010, you could say why,
Yeah.
but according to the story I read, that you've kind of dedicated yourself to dating men under 30. You could say why, and is the number 200 accurate?
Well, the dating of 200 is accurate, but don't read too much into the number because I can clearly tell you are. But no, that's the dating of 200. I've been perpetually single for 10 years.
Right.
So if you divide that, it's 20 dates a year. That's not so many, is it?
Right. Okay.
So
that's a lot for Adam.
It's a lot for this guy. Yeah. We got him at 3 a year.
What type of 20-year-olds are you typically dating if you had to describe your type?
well, there isn't one. I don't have a type, and that is the great thing about being an older woman. You don't have to fit to the conventional idea of who you should be dating. And I think to answer your other question about why I've dedicated myself, I think the question you should be actually asking the guys, because there's more of them than me, is why they're dedicating themselves to me. Because I was very surprised. I was very surprised when it happened. So I'm still surprised by it. So
how do you meet the guys? Are you meeting them like with the online dating apps? Are you meeting them at bars?
Yeah, online dating apps. I use one called toyboywarehouse.com, which is a very funny name.
That's a good name.
Toy Boy Warehouse.
It's a good name. It's like,
no, but
and they've got loads of. Go on.
No, you go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
I was going to say they've got lots of members of the male. You know, it's the idea is that it's a site specialising in just older women.
Right.
And younger guys, so it's specifically that way round. So it started off as a joke for me to be on there, and then I found it actually worked. So, and I couldn't. The trouble was the older guys, my age group, they don't look at me. They don't want to know me. They want to know someone at 25.
Right.
So you guys, the males, have sort of squeezed me out of their market, so I'm having to look where they look. So blame the men. That's my
there you
answer.
go. Look, we're joined by Jana Evans.
Hey,
who's
we're
a
not blaming
grandmother,
anybody. I think it's great.
And she's a self-proclaimed prolific cougar who's dated hundreds of toy boys.
Go ahead, Jana.
If I could just clarify, I don't know which one of you it was that said it, but there's nothing wrong with this fountain, let me assure you.
I'm sure. I'm just talking about the. You know what? I wouldn't even go there. Here's a question I have, Jana. Jana, if we're able to send you a picture of Adam, or you've seen Adam,
I have seen.
There's an assumption. There's assumption by some of us that he will indeed bed you if he goes on a date with you. Is there more to it? Do you need a relationship, or do you just decide basically on the dating apps that this is indeed going to be somebody that you do bed?
No. Listen, you can never decide whether you're going to be attracted to someone until you've actually looked them in the eye physically.
Right.
You can look at all the pictures you like, but you have to look at people. You have to know it's pointless if there's no chemistry.
Right.
So you have to like them. You have to want to know them. First dates, no, I don't anyway. But usually you build up a bit of a rapport with them, a bit of a relationship, and then if you feel like it, then you do. And that's mutual, obviously.
What kind of guys have intrigued you in the past? I mean, you've dated so many. I'm sure they're all different types. But, I mean, this guy's this guy's all about sports.
Do you need intelligence?
Yes, you need an intellectual type because this might not be your avenue.
Will you date a dope?
Oh, poor Adam, you're really giving him a hard time.
No, it's all right. And I do enjoy European soccer, so I hope we have that in common.
Yeah, is that you go with the sports too much. Are you a soccer fan?
No.
Out of your 200 dates, how many were straight out from pity?
What do you mean, on her end?
On her end, like if she just feels bad for the guy, gives him like pity buns.
Oh, no.
Yeah, did you ever do that?
I've been on dates where, you know, they haven't lived up to their pictures, or one guy, when I was early into dating, didn't have a clue what I was doing. And he told me on the night of the date that he put on a bit of weight since the picture that he'd used.
That's called the Rob.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to
I was on a date with Humpty Dumpty, but it was, one of those
Right.
things.
Can you back up a little from your camera? Just back up a little bit so we can see a little more
our guy
of you.
here, look, he's an average-looking guy, I think at best, like body-wise.
26.
He doesn't have abs. I mean, he's not a Humpty Dumpty yet. He will be.
He's not.
But he doesn't have abs. Is
Okay.
that important? Does he have to have abs?
No, absolutely not. No.
Right.
Have you seen
I have
Adam yet?
dated him. I can see him.
Okay, she can see him. Adam, can you say hello to her? Let's hand it over to Adam here for a little bit.
Why don't you just talk to her a little
work
bit?
your magic,
Learn
Adam.
a little bit about her.
All right, Miss, why don't you tell me?
Miss, her name's Jana.
I'm trying to be polite, Miss. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your childhood and like? No, I want to know some of your hobbies growing up. What were you into? Teach me a little bit about England.
No wonder.
Well, listen, I know. What can I say? My childhood was fairly normal. One brother, one sister, two parents. I went to the local school. We didn't do a lot of studying. We went straight out to work. Hobbies. I'm sort of a bit of a nerd where certain things are concerned. Do you want current hobbies or hobbies back then? Go on.
You say you're a nerd. What kind of nerd? Because I actually do like nerds. I'm into like Game of Thrones. Is those kind of nerdy?
Yeah, listen. Just about to take the words right out of your mouth there, because I was going to say Game of Thrones was top of my list.
See, I look like a young Jon Snow.
Well, I've seen Jon Snow in the theatre. I saw him in a play last year, and I have to say, I think I prefer him on screen. He didn't really bring much to the play, apart from some very skinny legs, which were a bit of a shock. But no, Game of Thrones, sci-fi. I love sci-fi. That's something else that...
I have a question. What would be your idea? Adam, why don't you give her your idea of a nice date?
A nice date.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have a local establishment here where I will take you out to the best table in the restaurant, separate from everyone. Unlimited tapas. I hope you're a fan of tapas, because unlimited tapas.
Is that tapas?
Small plates, yes.
Like small plates, like rice croquettes.
Yes. She's aware of it.
Right. She knows what tapas are.
Listen, I know what tapas is. I've got a very good restaurant, but it's in Belfast. That's a place to go for tapas.
If you like tapas, I'm gonna.
Where's Belfast?
Hold on, let's ask Adam. Where's Belfast?
Belfast is definitely an island.
Oh, okay. Is that how they say it?
No, it's Northern Ireland.
You're a European superstar.
It's close enough. Why don't you tell her? Why don't you ask her a little bit more about herself? See if you can find. So you got a common bond there with the Game of Thrones.
Right.
She's not into sports.
No, but I can actually hit the nerd angle very well. You mentioned sci-fi. I'm actually a huge fan of movies like that where it's dystopian. You know what I mean? It's similar to sci-fi where it's set in a different future.
You're that nerd.
Right.
And I get butt sized for that, because I feel like it's a different dimension, a different universe, and I want to like dive into what the future could be with technology.
You're really smooth.
I don't even know what he just said.
I don't either. Is that intriguing at all to you, Jana?
Sorry, guys. There was another call coming in on this Skype. I've no idea who it was, but everything went.
Thank God
Everybody
you
went
missed
blank.
that.
So all I heard was butt size. What was that about?
Butt size.
Very excited.
It's just lingo that we use
Here's
here.
a question. Somebody has tweeted us, because people are seeing this on television, they're listening to it on the radio.
Okay.
They say she seems very nice. I would love to know, does she date brothers? That's a great question. Are you open to dating, black guys? Are you open to dating all different kinds of people?
The truth, I've dated many celebrities,
Right.
which has been an eye-opener, because obviously when I was younger, you only got to date the boy around the corner. So I've dated Irish, Australian, Italian, Swiss people, all different.
No brothers yet, though.
Not
brothers
yet.
in some of those countries.
Not yet, though, she said.
I mean,
Not yet.
Ben Simmons.
There's still hope. She's not against it. She's still
Sorry, but Is there something here I don't know? Because to us, that's quite an offensive term. That's why I was laughing, because I couldn't believe you said.
We don't think of it as offensive. All right, let me ask
Adam, you don't have much time to like make your move to invite her here to America to join you, or you're going to join her.
Well, here's the thing, Jana. I'm going to basically change your life forever. All the men you've been with, they don't have the charisma that I have, the personality that I have, and the absolute hooks. I can take you to any show, any sporting event you want in the entire DMV area. I got it on my credit card, taken.
Cool. Well, to say I don't like sport actually would be a lie, because I do like sport, but just football's a little bit not so much. But I do go to the odd game.
What's your favorite sport? You're not a Wizards fan, are you?
I don't know what lizards are.
Yeah, right. I know.
Neither is anybody in DC.
Yeah.
Do you like comedy shows? Because I could take you to a comedy show and we could go out for drinks afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, the American sense of humour and the English is a bit sort of strange, I think, as a comparison. But I'm very open to new experiences.
Yeah. I think my comedy goes across seas. I mean, I think I could make you laugh. We would have good conversations back and forth.
Overseas. Such a dumb. Jana, do you think there's any connection possibility at all between you and Adam?
I do actually think we'd get on, because he would make me laugh, I think. And I think personality is as important as how you look.
What about this?
I 100% agree with her. Personality is above everything.
All right.
You need to learn when to zip it. Like she actually threw you a bone.
I'm sorry, Adam, that isn't to say you're not cute, by the way, in case they were thinking that's what I meant.
Right. Well, she's being very sweet to you. Jana, let me ask you this. Jana, part of the reason why we've called you is because he has been, basically unsuccessful with women. I mean, we've had 1 million people that have had this job. They've all taken well advantage of it. We've had people marry people from this show. He could rarely get a date. He's very inexperienced. Is that a turn on for you, or is that a turn off for you?
No, it's not a turn on. Because I'm by nature a kind person. I've got sons of my own, so I wouldn't want to treat anyone badly.
Of course.
And because I also. Of course, I act as an agony aunt. I'm also an agony aunt on television and video. So I sort of like to help people with their dating issues.
Right.
So if there are dating issues, I would probably be able to point them out to him if there were any, in a sort of a way, not motherly, that would be wrong. That's the wrong word to use, because that's not acting.
What about from like a sexual perspective? What if you guys... What if you guys ended up dating and it got serious and you guys were willing to, to go there and have a moment? If he was so inexperienced, like, would you walk him through the experience?
Well, what do you need walking through the experience? I'm sure it's not as bad as that.
No, I'm pretty sure it's terrible. I'm pretty sure he's terrible.
No. Listen, the chemistry between an older woman and a younger man is pretty electric if it's firing.
Really?
So that normally carries you through. So it carries you through anyway. Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, I don't know why
What would be your ideal date with Adam if we could set it up?
I mean, I like to keep dates fairly simple when you're first meeting people. So, wining and dining is always a good place to start. Just to get to know people, yes. Certainly.
You enjoy a walk with a wine bottle?
Yeah, what about if you guys
went
for a walk?
That's one of his specialties.
He likes to go for a walk.
It's a wine walk and a hike.
I can walk. Yeah, I go for a picnic, you mean?
Kind of
like that.
Yeah, basically a picnic.
Yeah, we usually we stop when we get to like the waterfall.
I'm sure she knows what that is.
Great,
it's in Boston, Arlington.
It's a fountain.
Have you been to the DC area before, Jana?
No, I've done New York and I've done Miami. No, I've not done DC. No.
Jana, I think you would fall in love with
cherry blossoms.
A day on the wharf with me, over by the water.
Right.
To go to the Brighton, go to the rooftop there.
Right. It's actually a good idea.
Right.
Would you? If things went well, would you want to maybe finish up the date or a nightcap or something at your place, or you think you should go somewhere else?
Oh, you gotta go to a hotel.
No, I mean I've been cleaning up my apartment. As long as she didn't look in my closet, we'd be all right.
Well, as long as I don't feel when I get there I've got to start washing up and cleaning.
Right.
No, I have carpet. It's not dusty. It's pretty. It's clean.
I have carpet.
Because my other place had wood floors and it was dusty as hell.
Drappy, what are we missing here? What else are we missing?
I think all we're missing is a visit to Expedia.com and buying some tickets. I think she's interested in him. I know Adam is intrigued as well.
He looks a little scared, to be honest.
Yeah, he does.
He knows it's happening.
He looks terrified.
I'm pumped to have a slump buster, get back on the horse, get back on the grind, and find love.
Hey,
Find love.
easy with some of the references, okay?
I love it. The slump buster is awesome.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what a slump buster is.
Don't worry about it.
Well, just put it this way.
Don't
He's
worry
in an
about it.
extreme slump. So he needs some help. He needs some help. I think you are just the woman for this.
All right, Gaina, we're going to continue to follow up with you. We got to make this happen.
Are you open to, if we could find a way to pay your way to get you over here,
All expenses paid.
all expenses paid, to set you up for a nice date with our producer, are you open to that possibility?
Yes, I am. You should do a crowdfunding. I'm sure there'd people who'd pay to watch this, wouldn't they? I'm sure they would.
Oh, yeah. How about
And
that?
I don't mean watch it.
Yeah.
I don't mean watch it.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
you're not
a
into that, are you?
porn star, no.
Are you into
No.
what if Adam started like sexting you pictures and videos and stuff? Are you into that kind of thing?
Have you not seen me in the T-shirt? Which
Yes.
says, please do not send me a picture of your
John.
Right.
What about the morning after in bed? Can we take a selfie for Instagram?
Don't know. I'll let you know. That's more down to him than me, I think.
Oh, it's a possibility.
Happening, baby.
All right, we're going to make this happen. Gaina, you are a very, very sweet woman. We're going to stay in contact with you. We're going to figure out the logistics. We're going to figure out the logistics of this, and we're going to make this happen.
It's going to make a great blog. Thanks.
Yes, it is.
Yes, she just wants a blog.
She's going to get a great blog out of it.
Everybody just wants attention dollars.
Gaina, thank you.
Thank
What do you
you,
say?
Gaina.
What do you say to Gaina? Tell her you'll email her later.
Miss, I look forward to spending a happy evening. She's missed to me. She's missed.
No, she's going to be your date.
He makes me sound about 90.
Your game is the worst.
Dude, just say it was really nice to meet you.
It was really nice having this conversation with you, Gaina.
And you. Bye. Take care. Don't
Okay,
let me
Gaina.
too much.
All right.
That's Gaina.
Thank you,
Adams.
Gaina. She's
If
very
you're
sweet.
curious, we put up a link to the article about her if you weren't able to see her
Don't
on
ruin
NBC Sports
this.
Washington.
Call her
On our
Miss.
Twitter, you can go to @JunksRadio.
Dude, this
and
is
we're
gonna
continue to
happen.
pursue it. Let's talk about it when we come back. If you have some thoughts on Adam's game
give
too,
us
you
a
can call
call.
in on Open Line Thursday. His opening lines, like what hobbies, some of the worst I've ever heard.
Tell him about England.
Yeah. What was she going to start with? Like the 1500s? Like, tell me about England.